Welcome to Insightful Gaming. Today, we're about to roll out an extraordinary build that highlights a unique exotic, ready to become the heart of the action in Season 21. Get ready to be impressed by the 𝗕𝗘𝗠𝗘𝗥, the highlight of our presentation, providing a game experience that's sure to keep you entertained. If you're someone who enjoys the thrill of face-to-face combat, loves to eradicate armies of enemies with chain lightning, and particularly appreciates the feature of self-healing, a quality that's been absent in all Arc Titan builds, then this build has been crafted just for you. This configuration is already pretty awesome without seasonal mods, but with the addition of the mods from Season of the Deep, it becomes an unstoppable powerhouse, thanks to mods like Electric Armor and Thunderous Retort. These are just a couple of many seasonal mods that make this build even more enjoyable and powerful. This build transforms you into a mighty thunder god. The unique perk, Hammer of the Gods, recently got a significant boost, turning you into a thunder god, replenishing your melee energy with each victorious thunderclap melee attack. That's just the tip of the iceberg, because with the recent update, lightning strikes have become more potent. They now shock targets, and the damage per lightning bolt in PvE has been increased from 50 to 200. When amplified, the damage of the lightning strikes is increased by 50% instead of simply extending their range. This whole build is built around this exotic, enhancing your melee skills to help you wipe out waves of enemies, and providing you with unlimited melee and grenades. This setup will allow you to smoothly go through your damage rotation. Alright, let's get down to business. If this thrilling build has caught your attention, please show your support by liking the video, leaving a comment below, and subscribing to our channel for more exciting builds and engaging gaming content. Let's join forces, harness the power of Thunder, and become legends together. Just like last season, I'll create a seasonal video playlist for easy access to all the builds, guides, and more. So don't forget to hit subscribe and ring the notification bell to keep up with future builds and helpful videos. Let's take your gaming experience to the next level. Shifting gears, let's delve into the exciting realm of our abilities. Kickstarting the show, our super is the Thunder Crash. Picture yourself soaring through the air as a speed-of-light missile, smashing into foes with the force comparable to a falling meteor. Whether your mission is to clear entire rooms or land a colossal hit on bosses and champions, this super is your ticket to a grand entrance. Thanks to the recent update, the roaming super got a massive boost, meaning you could also opt for Fists of Havoc if it aligns more with your style. I have experimented with this build using both supers, and let me tell you, they're both fantastic. With Fists of Havoc, you infuse your fists with energy and slam the ground, creating a maelstrom. As it stays active, your leg attacks rapidly propel forward, causing damage. You can also perform a heavy attack that slams your fists into the ground, wreaking havoc in the surrounding area and triggering pulsating aftershocks. And the icing on the cake, a slam from midair deals extra damage. Our next tool in the box is the Towering Barricade. Particularly beneficial in high-stakes content, it offers substantial cover. It manifests a large barrier, ideal for strengthening a position and protecting from enemy fire. As for our melee, we're deploying Thunderclap. In conjunction with our exotic, it can wipe clean entire rooms or inflict severe damage on champions and bosses. And we certainly can't forget about our lethal companion, the Pulse Grenade. You could also use the Storm Grenade, it also works great. With our abilities out of the way, let's navigate through to our weapons, the key to making this build truly electrifying. You'll want to get your hands on any weapon featuring the Volt Shot perk. This perk turns your weapon into a formidable lightning thrower each time you reload, infusing your target with arc light and triggering chain lightning to their nearby comrades. What's even better is how wonderfully it fits into our build, generating the much-desired ionic charges. And for a pleasant surprise, the jolt damage can even stun overload champions. For this particular build, I've opted for Tarnished Metal. However, alternatives like Path of Least Resistance or the exotic Cold Heart Trace rifle can also do wonders. It's worth noting that both Scout and Trace rifles are equipped with the Anti-Overload Champion mod in Season 21. On top of that, we're also deploying Riptide with the Chill Clip perk. Direct hits with the upper half of the magazine trigger a detonation that slows nearby targets. These direct hits give birth to a Stasis Burst, which applies a 50% slowdown effect for 4 seconds. This feature shines when dealing with anti-champions given its ability to freeze them. Moving on to our heavy slot, we're calling upon Thunderlord, which syncs incredibly well with the Season 21 seasonal mods. First up, there's Electric Armor, allowing you to stay amplified for a longer duration while your Arc subclass is equipped. Thunderlord further benefits from a seasonal mod, Shock and Awe Arc Final Blows, while Amplified conjure a burst of lightning that damages and jolts targets. With this, you will be chain lighting everything in the room, clearing waves and waves of enemies. And now let's pivot to the numerical side of things, our stats. The first attribute to concentrate on is resilience, followed closely by discipline. Any leftover points can be sprinkled evenly among the rest of the stats. With this strategic allocation, you're fully prepared to unleash the tempestuous power of this build and leave your foes reeling in awe and bewilderment. Let's pivot and delve into our aspects and sparkling fragments that metamorphose this build into a breathtaking spectacle of electrical prowess. It's time to dissect the parts that make up this electrifying masterpiece. First off, we've got the Touch of Thunder aspect. With this crucial component, your pulse grenades produce ionic traces at regular intervals while they damage targets, and the damage they inflict ramps up over time. Following that, we're utilizing Knockout. This aspect is a game changer as it supercharges your melee attacks with arc energy when you critically wound a target or shatter their shield, amplifying your melee range and damage for a brief period. Vanquishing foes with melee strikes kickstarts health regeneration and puts you in an amplified state. While amplified, your movement speed and weapon handling see a significant boost. And there's more. After a brief sprint, your movement speed receives an additional enhancement. Now that we've illuminated the aspects of our build, let's plunge into the dynamic domain of Fragments, where the thrill escalates. Leading the pack is Spark of Resistance. This gem grants you increased resilience against incoming damage when you're in the thick of enemies. It's a crucial inclusion, given that you'll frequently be in close quarters with the antagonists. Following that, we have Spark of Shock, another crucial fragment that electrifies your arc grenades to jolt targets. Courtesy of our Touch of Thunder aspect, your grenades will resonate twice, electrifying your adversaries not once, but twice. Subsequently, we have Spark of Magnitude, which prolongs the life of your persisting arc grenades. Lastly, we are integrating Spark of Ions, where defeating a jolted target spawns an ionic trace. Alternatively, you could use Spark of Amplitude, taking down targets rapidly while your Amplified conjures an orb of power. Now that we've harnessed the power of aspects and fragments, let's gear up and explore the world of armor mods. These strategic enhancements are sure to elevate your build into a powerhouse that adversaries won't want to mess with. First up, let's armor up the helmet. It's equipped with the 1 Ashes to assets. It will help generating super energy through grenade kills. Adding an arc siphon to the party morphs you into a constant orb of power producer, accelerating your ability regeneration. Plus, we're incorporating Heavy Ammo Finder to enhance your chance of scoring heavy ammo on kills. Moving on to the gauntlets, we're decking them out with heavy-handed, assisting in creating an even greater cascade of orbs of power. Combine that with momentum transfer, and you're looking at a reduced melee cooldown whenever you harm enemies with a grenade. And don't miss out on Melee Kickstarter, a crucial mod for swiftly regaining your melee, readying you for a relentless melee assault. For your chest armor, we're opting for defensive mods of your choice that align with the content you're tackling. Now let's shift focus to the boots. Show off your moves with stacks on stacks, doubling your armor charges each time you collect orbs of power, a perfect match for our Kickstarter mod. We're also incorporating Innervation and Invigoration mods, which serve to reduce our grenade and melee cooldowns respectively each time an orb of power is picked up. Rounding it out, our Titan Mark is flaunting the Reaper mod. This handy mod grants you an orb of power with every weapon final blow following the use of your class ability. For the cherry on top, we're adding Bomber and Outreach mods to further cut down our grenade and melee cooldowns following a class ability activation. Let's now set our sights on our potent seasonal mods, the final piece of the puzzle that completes our electrifying build. These mods bring the storm, augmenting your abilities to new heights and leaving your enemies defenseless. To kick things off, we have 5 different variations of anti-champion mods. Pick one of each type anti-champion mod for the build. First off, let's explore our Anti-Barrier Auto Rifle mod. This gem ensures your equipped auto rifle fires rounds that can pierce shields and stun barrier champions. Next, we have the Unstoppable Hand Cannon. When you aim down the sights of a hand cannon for a brief moment, it loads a robust explosive payload that stuns unshielded enemies. It's potent against unstoppable champions, and your hand cannons stay overcharged when their respective modifier is active. The Overload Scout Rifle mod is next. Continually landing hits on enemies with any scout rifle causes disruption, slowing their ability energy regeneration and reducing their damage output. It's a formidable match for overload champions, and your scout rifles are kept overcharged when the appropriate modifier is on. Then we have the Overload Trace Rifle mod. Sustained fire from your equipped trace rifles causes the beam to stun enemies, delaying their ability energy regeneration and decreasing their damage. It's highly effective against overload champions, with your trace rifles always overcharged when the corresponding modifier is active. Finally, for the first row, we have Unstoppable Glaive. Glaives you wield fire a potent explosive payload that stuns unshielded enemies. It's a formidable adversary for unstoppable champions, and your glaives stay overcharged when their modifier is running. Don't worry, your subclass can also lend a hand in stunning those champions. For arc users, blind or blinding aspects will stun unstoppable champions. For solar users, ignite them with ignition damage. For stasis users, freeze champions with shatter damage. And with the Strands subclass, the suspend aspect will stun unstoppable champions. Moving to the second row, we chose unauthorized mods arc and melee. These gems significantly discount the energy costs of all armor mods affecting your melee and arc abilities. In the third row, key mods include electric armor, allowing you to stay amplified longer while your arc subclass is equipped, and thunderous retort, granting bonus arc super damage if cast while critically wounded or amplified, lasting until the end of the super activation. In the fourth column, essential mods for our build include countercharge, providing a stack of armor charge when you stun a champion, and amped up, offering damage resistance while amplified. Finally, in the fifth row, we need Shock and Awe, which summons a burst of lightning that damages and jolts targets with arc final blows while you are amplified. Squad Goals is next, which grants amplified to nearby allies when performing a finisher while you are amplified and your arc subclass is equipped. Lastly, we're adding Lightning Strikes twice. After throwing an arc grenade, you gain increased grenade recharge for a short time with arc final blows, extending the duration of this benefit. And with that, we bring today's electrifying journey to a close. We trust you found this potent build not only useful but also enlightening. But this is just the beginning. A torrent of Destiny content is poised to flood your way. This includes an array of more intricate builds, comprehensive weapon videos, and an abundance of seasonal content. As we gear up to dive into the season of the deep, remember this vital mantra. In the ever-evolving universe of Destiny, the only constant is change. Be flexible, be creative, and above all, remain alert. Be ready for refined builds, innovative tactics, and detailed analysis right here at Insightful Gaming, your trusted guide on this gaming journey. Stay adaptable, stay innovative, and most importantly, stay vigilant. Keep your eyes peeled for updated builds, fresh strategies, and more in-depth analysis right here on Insightful Gaming. Until next time, have a great rest of your week.